Hey mates, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kaitlyn and I am an American learning to live down under here in beautiful Sydney, Australia. Today I wanted to share a list of stores over here in Australia that are very similar to stores that we have over in the US but go by very different names. So if you want to see what that list includes, stay tuned. So first up on this list we have JB Hi-Fi. This store sells all types of electronic equipment, phones, cameras, batteries, DVDs, and Blu-rays if anybody still uses those. There is so much you can get over at JB Hi-Fi that is very similar to Best Buy over in the States. It's also kind of similar to Radio Shack if there's any like millennials and older who remember that store. So if you're looking for a store that's kind of similar to Best Buy over here in Australia, you'll definitely want to check out JB Hi-Fi. Over here, the two big grocery store chains are Coles and Woolworths, also known as Woolies. And these are kind of similar to Food Lion, Acme, ShopRite, any of those really large chain stores. It's not going to be similar to a Whole Foods, a Trader Joe's, or a Wegmans. Those are a little bit more pricey than the stuff that you would find over at a Coles or a Woolworths. Overall, those three chains tend to be a little bit more towards the organic side, towards like the gluten-free, soy-free, and a heavy focus on those types of items. Whereas Coles and Woolworths is like your everyday grocery store, your Acme, your Food Lion, your ShopRite. So if you're over in Australia and you want to check out one of the grocery stores, Coles or Woolworths will probably be your best place to stop. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, TK Maxx is a pretty big store over here in Australia, which is just like TJ Maxx. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why they put a K instead of a J and just called it the same name. I couldn't really figure out why when I took a look, but it is very similar to TJ Maxx, to Marshalls, and Home Goods over in the States. So you get a little bit of everything. It's kind of one of those hodgepodge stores where it's really hit and miss as to whether or not you're going to find anything good over there. They have clothes, beauty products, home decor, a lot of candles. So if you're looking for a store that's kind of similar to a Marshalls or a Home Goods, check out TK Maxx. Another really popular store over here for odds and ends is Big W, which is basically the equivalent of a Walmart. And I don't mean the mega Walmarts over in the States. You're not going to find a pharmacy, you're not going to find a grocery over at Big W. But when it comes to clothes, electronics, books, home decor, storage, all of that sort of stuff, that little section of Walmart, let's say, that is what you're going to find over at Big W here in Australia. And if you want a little bit of a peek as to what Big W has to offer, go check out my Christmas haul video. I will link that somewhere along here for you guys to watch wherever YouTube places it. I can never remember which side. Now I'm thinking about it, it might be this one, but you'll see. So if you're liking this video and this little list so far, please hit the like and subscribe button down below to join our little Amer-Australian family. I post weekly about moving to Australia, the differences between American and Australian culture, and the overall process of learning to live down under. The next one on this list is David Jones. And David Jones, I feel so underdressed and so basic going in there. It is a very high-end department store over here in Australia, which is kind of the equivalent of a Nordstrom or a Saks Fifth Avenue or Bloomingdale's. Very high-end, very expensive brands that are there. You're not going to find like Michael Kors and Betsy Johnson or Kate Spade. You're going to find Gucci, you're going to find Dolce & Gabbana, you're going to find Christian Louboutin, you're going to find Louis Vuitton. So you're going to find the very expensive high-end brands over at David Jones. If you are somebody who's coming over with a ton of money to spend, by all means, have at it, have fun at David Jones, but I am one of those people who cannot really justify dropping like $3,000 on a purse. So this is not going to be one of the stores I frequent while I am here, but just for you guys who are interested in these types of brand name products, know that David Jones is going to be the place you want to go if you're looking for the equivalent of, let's say, Saks Fifth Avenue. Now, if you still want that classy department store feel, but want a little bit of a smaller budget price tag, check out Meijer's. Meijer's is kind of the equivalent to a Macy's or a Nordstrom Rack over in the States. They have some smaller brand name designers, still a little bit pricey, a little bit more on the expensive side. I certainly wouldn't call some of these brands cheap by any means, but if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable with a brand name, and kind of what you would get over at Macy's, check out Meijer's over here in Australia. Now, the two big makeup stores over in the States are Sephora and Ulta. There is a Sephora over here in Australia. It doesn't have quite the same selection, and it does carry some different products compared to the Sephora in the States. But Ulta is not something you are going to find over here in Australia. Instead, you will find Mecca. Mecca has a lot of affordable, great makeup products, skincare, hair products. I haven't actually stopped into one of these yet, though I have browsed their website probably more times than I should. So if you're not a fan of Sephora and you want something a little bit closer to Ulta, you'll definitely want to check out Mecca when you are over here in Australia. Now, if you need to go to a pharmacy, one of those like classic pharmacies like a Rite Aid, a CVS, or a Walgreens over in the States, one of the places you're going to want to check out is Chemist Warehouse. There are a lot of other pharmacies around as well. Priceline Pharmacy is one that I see coming up time and time again, but Chemist Warehouse, and I guess Priceline Pharmacy as well, are two of those places that are similar to a CVS or a Walgreens if you just need basic prescriptions, basic drugstore makeup, toothbrush, toothpaste, all of that sort of necessity, odds and ends, toiletry kind of products. You're definitely going to want to check out Chemist Warehouse or Priceline Pharmacy over here in Australia. Now, this next one is a personal favorite of mine, and that is Dimmix. I've heard it called Dimmix. It looks like it's supposed to be spelled Dimox. I'm probably saying it the wrong way. However it's supposed to be said, let me know down in the comments below, because I do want to get these names correct when I say these online. But I'm going to say Dimmix for this video. Dimmix is similar to Barnes & Noble over in the States, or again, if you're a little bit older, if you remember Borders. I absolutely loved Borders, and they closed when I was in college, and I was so upset over this. But it is a classic bookstore. And I don't mean like the small little ones with the cramped aisles. It is very large, like a Barnes & Noble is. Some of them have their own cafes in them, similar to Barnes & Noble over here. So if you want to stop in for a book to read and you can't find any of those little small mom and pop shops, or if you want that feel where you can pick up a book, sit down at a table with a cup of coffee and relax for a little bit, definitely check out Dimmix over here in Australia. Now, for my foodies and my takeout food lover junkies just like myself, I have two places on this list for you. The first one is Mad Max. My partner absolutely loves Mad Max, and it is very similar to Chipotle over in the States. They have that whole like array of toppings that you pick out for like burritos and tacos and salads and things like that. And as a little bonus, Mad Max actually has churros, which Chipotle doesn't, so I think that's definitely a plus in my opinion. But if you are craving Chipotle and want the next nearest thing over here in Australia, check out Mad Max. The last one on this list is Hungry Jack's, which is the exact same as Burger King. I mean, it's literally the exact same company. Because Burger King was already taken, the name was already taken in Australia before the chain came over here, they couldn't actually get the name Burger King in Australia. So they changed it to Hungry Jack's. You'll look, even the logos look pretty much exactly the same except for the words, obviously. So if you're craving Burger King, although I don't know anybody who's really craved Burger King, but if you want Burger King when you are over here, check out Hungry Jack's. So that is it for this video, you guys. I hope you found it enjoyable. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button down below to join our little Amer-Australian family. I post weekly about the differences between American and Australian cultures and the overall process of learning to live down under as an expat. My name is Kaitlyn, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!